My name is Arvind Kala and I live in Delhi. India and China are sending tanks, bombers, armored carriers, and thousands of soldiers to our border. Why this is happening, I'll come to later. Right now, I'll deal with India-China trade relations. India needs China far more than China needs India. This is because China exports 4 times more to India than India exports to China. Everything in India that you look around and see is Chinese. Take smartphones for example. There are 550 million of them with Indians currently, and 4 out of 5 smartphones that sell are Chinese. The other 20% being South Korean. Now, Mr. Modi may say, "Make in India," but people are buying made in China, made in China. So this is the situation. Everything, we are hugely dependent on Chinese products to run our industries. You take our auto industry or our two-wheeler industry, they're huge employers and they depend on Chinese components, which are cheap and reliable and good. Or take our huge pharmaceutical industry. We are a pharma giant, particularly in generic medicines. But how do we make those generic medicines? From ingredients we get from China. So that is what it is. If we try and trim those exports, it'll be axing our own feet, cutting our nose to spite the face, so to speak. Or you take our solar panel program is dependent on solar panels from China. The whole world is dependent on them, and so are we. So that is, or take anything, cast your eyes around for anything in your home. Lamps, your shirts, your furniture, everything comes from China, including karpans that Sikhs buy in Amritsar. So that is the unequal relationship between India and China. So why has this dispute arisen? Let me just recall that for 60 years, India and China were locked in the same position. India claimed that China had occupied 38,000 of our square kilometers of our land in western Ladakh, and China claimed that India was an illegal occupation of 90,000 square kilometers, mainly Arunachal Pradesh, which they claimed as their own. Okay, these claims were there, but the dispute lay risen. And there's a saying, don't fix something which isn't broken. Let a dispute be if it's not unraveling things. So why did this happen? I think why this happened is because Mr. Modi changed the status of Kashmir unilaterally. He divided the state into half, one in Jammu and Kashmir and the other one Ladakh, which he brought under central control. Now, Ladakh, China has always claimed as its own, as an extension of Tibet. But they didn't assert themselves. It didn't matter to them. But Mr. Modi's this thing has triggered this action. So China thinks if Mr. Modi gets away with this, something else may develop in the future. That is why this dispute, that current dispute of ours, has arisen. We had peace for 58 long years, that is 6 decades. The last time we fought was in 1962. We lost only 1,100 soldiers. The Chinese entered well into Indian territory and withdrew voluntarily without us asking them. We people are brothers. China is all, we Indians, we have the same past. We patriotic Indians cry about the Jallianwala massacre. Only 400 Indians were killed in that massacre. But Japan massacred hundreds of thousands of Chinese when they invaded China in 1937 and occupied it till 1945. So we all have that tormented past. And let's not forget that our border of 2,500 kilometers or something is undemarcated. The British ruled us for 200 years. The Chinese were weak till 1949, whatever. And the border was undisputed, like your grandfather and your neighbor's grandfather having 200 acres in Punjab, and nobody's gone to it. And when you go there, you quarrel over where the line should be. So there's no. Why haven't we talked to China about this and included Pakistan and vice versa? A knowledgeable friend of mine was here the other day, and he talked about China's new assertiveness stemming from his newfound wealth and military might. And he quoted the example of the South China Seas, where China claims the entire ocean as China's. That's a buccaneer's claim. But why does that concern us? Why does it matter to us what happens in Timbuktu? We are only interested in our immediate environment. We want peace with China and with Pakistan, and we should just talk to them. Scores of land disputes all over the world have been resolved. Why not here? At least we can try on and on and on, or get mediators from outside. So, that is all my two-bit take is. I'm not a foreign this thing. There was a time when it was Hindi Chini, Bhai-Bhai. Why can't we bring that back again? And I'm shutting my trap now. And please subscribe to my channel. And if you do, it really boosts my status. Thank you very much indeed.